Multiple health organizations, including the World Health Organization, actively promote breastfeeding as the best source of nourishment for infants and young children. However, globally, only 40% of infants under 6 months of age are exclusively breastfed. It means that the rest of infants are either formula-fed or mixed-fed. Why parents choose an infant formula over breast milk? Is an infant formula really anything like breast milk? Let's have a look together at top 10 beneficial components in breast milk that are never going to be in formula. All information provided here is based on studies and scientific data. First component, enzymes. Due to digestive enzymes such as amylase, lipase, protease, antiprotease, etc. present in breast milk, it's much easier digested than formula. And even when you have studied solids, they are easier digested with breast milk added to it. For example, breastfed infants absorb fat better than formula-fed infants due to the presence of lipases in human milk that are not present in cow milk. Amylase is responsible for the breaking of the bonds in starches, polysaccharides, and complex carbohydrates into easier to absorb simple sugars. Protease speeds up the breakdown of proteins, and there are other enzymes which affect some breast milk components, helping to absorb them well in an infant and bring a maximum of health benefit. So those enzymes will never be in formula because of the technology of making formula. Simply, the high temperature will destroy them. Second, Hamlet. Human alpha-lactalbumin made lethal to tumor cells. Scientists have found out that after partial unfolding and binding to oleic acid, alpha-lactalbumin forms the Hamlet, which enters tumor cells and freezes their metabolic machinery, kills tumor cells of different origin with high selectivity without disturbing normal tissue. In clinical studies, Hamlet has been shown to target skin papillomas and bladder cancers. Third component is antibodies. Antibodies present in breast milk protect your baby against illnesses and infections by neutralizing bacteria and viruses. For example, immunoglobulins, kappa-casein, lysozyme, lactoferrin, captocorin, alpha-lactalbumin, and lactoperoxidase, and other antibodies. Bo Lönnerdal from University of California has written an article which says a multitude of proteins in human milk have inhibitory activities against pathogenic bacteria, viruses, and fungi. Some of these proteins are likely to act independently, whereas others may act synergistically. There appears to be considerable redundancy, with several components acting on the same pathogen. This suggests a multi-layered defense system that may explain the lower prevalence of infection in breastfed infants than in formula-fed infants. Number 4. Hormones. Hormones, which present in breast milk, send messages between tissues and organs to ensure they work properly. Some of them help regulate your baby's appetite and even aid the bond between you and baby. Others regulate sleep patterns. There are still gaps in our understanding of how hormones present in breast milk affect children. So, without having all the necessary information, it's just not possible to try to recreate the hormone composition of breast milk in infant formula. Fifth component is stem cells. Stem cells in human breast milk have been shown to have pluripotent features. They are able to differentiate into not only breast-specific cells, but also many other cell types, including neural-like cells. Breastfed babies get unique stem cells, which develop the infant's brain and other organs. And of course, there is no stem cells in formula. Sixth component is leukocytes. Leukocytes are live white blood cells that fight infections. As you may know, breast milk changes composition, not only throughout the day as the baby's nutritional needs change due to growth, but also changes dependent on the health of the child on a given day. So if a baby becomes ill, your body makes extra white blood cells and antibodies that travel into your milk and help fight infection. As you understand, live cells cannot be added in formula just because they won't survive. Number 7. Bacteria. Breast milk contains a diverse population of bacteria, more than 700 bacteria, that seed the infant gut, underscoring the importance of breastfeeding in the development of the infant gut microbiome. UCLA-led study finds that nearly 1/3 of beneficial bacteria in baby's intestinal tract comes directly from mother's milk, and an additional 10% comes from skin on the mother's breast. How many good bacteria in formula? 1, 2, 10? They can never put 700 of them. That's why the infant gut works perfectly only on breast milk. It will never happen with formula. Number 8. Prebiotics. Prebiotics, called oligosaccharides, present in breast milk, serve as a metabolic substrate for desired bacteria and shape an intestinal microbiota composition with health benefits for the breastfed neonate. There are some studies showing that human milk oligosaccharides prevent infections entering her bloodstream and lower her risk of brain inflammation. However, more studies, randomized and controlled ones, will be needed to confirm it. Prebiotics are the third largest solute in human milk after lactose and fat, more than 200 of them. And how many in infant formula? 2 or 3? Number 9. Myelin. There is myelin in breast milk, which is a lipid-rich fatty substance that surrounds nerve cell axons, the nervous system's wires, creating brain connections. This myelin allows electrical impulses to transmit quickly and efficiently along the nerve cells. And due to the presence of myelin in breast milk, some studies show that kids who were breastfed, they show better results at school age. And the last, but not the least, taurine. Breast milk contains taurine, which is amino acid activity. It has shown to improve visual activity and enhances cognitive brain development. Even if it is added in some baby formulas, it will never be the same as in breast milk. It will never be absorbed as well from formula as from breast milk. Even though there is more than 1,500 components already known in breast milk, scientists still find new components every year. Will formula have such an enormous number of components? Unfortunately, never. Formula companies make huge sums of money marketing a product and spend a great deal on promoting and advertising it. Infant formula is of course a safe alternative to breast milk, but it's not a complete source of nutrition like breast milk. With formula, there will be always something missing in the composition of nutrients, antibodies, enzymes, and even hormones. It has been said that when they make claims that formula is closer than ever to breast milk, it's like someone climbing a ladder and claiming they are now closer to the moon. Yes, they are, but they are still a long way off, and the formula companies will never, ever be able to close the gap, no matter how much research is done.